Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and we're going to play Merfolk in Modern. So, I actually had recorded a league with this list last time, and I had a guest with me, but unfortunately, uh, OBS decided to stop recording it 1/3 of the way through it, and that sucked, because that was like a 3-hour league. I ended up going 3-2 with it, but honestly, one of those matches I just threw away the win in the last turn because I used Brazen Borrower instead of Dismember on the Dryad and just did not think about that. So, yeah, that was kind of my fault, but yeah, no, it sucked. There was no league Monday because of that, and it's I'm so sorry, everybody. We'll try to get Lantern back on again in the future, but for right now, I do want to try to play one last league with this Once Upon a Time before it probably gets banned on Monday. So yeah, let's go and do this. We're gonna play a very similar list to the one that we did last time. And the only difference is we are gonna cut like one Borrower, one Mistbinder, and a Mutavault, so you can play 3 Once Upon a Time. I think 3 is probably a good number. Um, you really want one in your opening hand, and you don't really care if you draw the other two. But it's usually not a card you want multiples of, so I think 3 is okay. Yeah, other than that, like, we're not going to change much else. I decided in the sideboard I cut one Chalice of the Void for one Collector Oath. Both of these cards are good against the Urza decks, but Collector Oath is something we can dig for with Once Upon a Time, so I think that's fine. Before, I had also cut one Shaper Sanctuary for a second Oath, but I think that maybe Sanctuary is a little bit better. I mean, this is a really good reason to be playing green in this deck, so I don't really have much else to say about this. This is all pretty standard from, this list has been doing pretty well. I think the last challenge, Nikichi went like 5-3 with it, which, obviously he, like, top-8'd the one before this, and then we also had a 5-0 with the list, so, like, it's a pretty good shelf, and I think Once Upon a Time is pretty good if you want to play it in your deck. It's not necessary by any means, and if it gets banned, well, we won't really be that sad to see it go, but yeah, let's just play with it one last time before it waves bye-bye. So it's the Amulet Titan deck, I think, is the one that's breaking that card the most, but like even Eldrazi Tron is playing that card, and they really should not be. Like, that's not a good sign. The colorless deck is basically splashing green just to play it. So with that, yeah, let's go play our league and hope that we do good. I didn't really talk a whole lot about it this time. So, I mean, we didn't really change very much, so it's not much to say that's different from before. Alright, let's join. Please like and subscribe and comment. I really appreciate that, if you don't mind. Your support means the world to me. I do this all for you guys, so. Cool. We are on the play versus Mark Solo. This is sort of like, I don't know if his hand's really that good. It could be really good. It could also really just not be. We have one, or I guess one Merfolk. If we use the Force, then we don't really have any more pressure. I guess like the Mutavault's sort of okay, and the Grove is sort of okay. I really think though, like, this hand doesn't. If this was a second creature, I think I'd keep this, but I don't know if I really want to keep it like this. I think I mulligan once. This is actually great. I think we can keep this, and let's see. We can put Brazen Borrower in the bottom, and I think this is fine otherwise. This is a much better hand than what we were looking at. We probably want a second land. They kept 7. We're going to keep. We'll put Borrower in the bottom. Ooh, alright. I guess here... Well, we're going to tip our hand no matter what, so I guess if we get Kumena Speaker, then we can back it up with the Lords. That's probably like the best way to go here. There are definitely a lot of good options. Alright, so it looks like humans. Yep. So yeah, the quick clock probably matters a lot then. Sure. And if we're lucky, we can draw a land here. Alright, perfect. If we draw another land, we can play Master plus Dismember, which would be nice. Well, actually, no. We don't even need to. We can just Violet in, so... Oh, I have Reflector Mage. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, well, let's put our Speaker in play. Take up Vial. Oh, that's actually good. Yeah, I may as well get our damage in. See what they do here. We might use... Well, actually, I think it's likely we're going to use Trickster. Oh, okay. Well, in that case... Let's get rid of the Reflector Mage. They can't take our Dismember now. We're not doing terrible. We can, like, sort of race this here. I think we'll hardcast Master the Pearl Trident next turn. Yeah, always no. Oh, that's beautiful. This is not going to work out for them. Yeah, they just are going to lose to this right now. Like, that might just be concede. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Well, we just absolutely nut-stomped the humans deck with Lords. It's what we want to see. Spreading Seas actually helps a lot against this deck. Force of Negation does not. And I guess to either Shaper Sanctuary or Collector Oath. They're both close. Like, probably Collector Oath makes more sense, just because the Sanctuary, like, if they have Reflector Mage or Deputy of Detention, does draw us another card, but I think we really just want bodies on the board for the most part, and it's possible Collector Oath can sometimes just get them. If they're on, like, a Vial hand, then we can shut off Vial and then just leave them unable to deploy things. This is a good start. This hand seems fine, actually. We've got... We have, like, a decent curve here. Yeah. So I guess we get Breeding Pool, so we can cast our Kumena Speaker. Let's see. We'll play Lord, and then next turn play like Lord Mutavault. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Blocking doesn't really help them. This champion can get out of hand, so we'd really like to see probably Brazen Borrower, maybe Dismember. Reflector Mage. Yeah, it sucks. Bounce the Lord of Atlantis. It's gonna make it hard to like get through this. So let's see here. We can't play Lord this turn. We might want to play Mutavault, so we can potentially play Lord and then have this up, or we can still play Collector O for like either one of these cards next turn, but it gives us the option to attack with this. I don't know if we're in a position where attacking is going to make sense, but I'm trying to think. So if we play the island though, we might draw another Lord, and if we do, then we want to be able to play Master plus another Lord. So actually, I think we have to play Island right now. Alright, well, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we can reasonably attack here. We have to keep up this Commander Speaker to block Reflector Mage. We have options next turn. We can still play Lord and Oath if we want. Oath doesn't really do very much, but we also might play Once Upon a Time. It's hard to play through the Reflector Mage without the Aether Vial for sure, though. And we're definitely at the point where we can just get blown out by them if they have, like, something else here. They can't Reflector Mage at instant speed, but if they just have, like, another one in hand, then we're probably dead. Okay, well that's sort of okay. Okay, well they picked... Alright, so maybe Thalia's Lieutenant is what they're looking at. Oh, fuck. Alright, well that sucks. So Champion's not attacking, but we're going to get hit for 6. So that would have been a good turn for a Dismember. For us, I mean. Yeah, this is getting rough. Think we have to do this. It's interesting. I didn't know that they played Dismember in their deck. I know some of the humans lists are like sometimes sideboarded like maybe a Path to Exile, so they usually, or at least they used to have a bunch of white sources. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can draw off Silvergill. I mean, we're almost definitely just replaying Lord and then hoping, because we don't have another choice. Yeah, that's terrible. Attacking is suicide, so we just have to pass. Alright. Oh, we're fucked. Yeah, I think we die. There's like nothing we can do now. Yeah, it's enough. Double Dismember draw with the Reflector Mage in the play, like, nope. If we had an Aether Vial hand, we might have been able to, like, play a little bit better, but no, we'll just have to run it back and hope for the best. Come on, let's get the aggro heavy hand. Let's get that pressure out there before they can get anything going. Let's be on the play. This hand's pretty good. Keep it. So, yeah, I think we probably play the Sanctum first. Right? I don't think it matters too much. And we may need to play the Spreading Seas right away because of the freebooter, so. We won't F6 through the turn, we'll just make them think that maybe we have Force of Negation for Aether Vial, I don't know. Okay. That's fine. Tick it up. So let's see. Actually, we could Trickster this thing in their upkeep. That could definitely slow them down a lot, too. I think I like that plan a little bit better. And you know what? Yeah, I don't know. We might play either Double Lord or we might just play Seas and then Vial a Lord in. I mean, if they play Freebooter and take Seas, that's fine, because then we get to punch them in the face very hard. Okay, opponent, what's going on? You're paused in your upkeep. This hand looks pretty strong right now. It's, I think, definitely the sort of hand that we want here, so. Yep, Sunbaked Canyon's fine. Ariok Champion, we will respond to that. Alright, so I think here probably sees the Sunbaked Canyon. There's nothing that we sees actually turns like off their ability to cast like Mantis Rider, for instance. All three of these can make at least like they'll all be able to make a color for that. If we seize Cavern of Souls, they can't play Freebooter. They could still crack the Canyon though. So it's a matter of, do we want to turn off Freebooter? I don't think we care about that. I think we want to hit the Canyon so they can't sacrifice it. So I think, yeah, we're just going to attack, then probably Violin Mistbinder, and we'll play Spreading Seas on this thing afterwards. May as well play it, and they can't take it. It's not bad. we draw another Lord, we're in a pretty good, like, we're in a devastating position, actually. Even if they Reflector Mage, Mistbinder, we can still hardcast Lord of Atlantis. Hardcast Lord, Violin, Mistbinder. We can attack with Island Walk for a bunch. I think that we're doing pretty good. We just have to kill them before they unload their hand, and I think we have a very good chance of doing that. Especially if they don't have like Dismember or anything, it's going to make it very hard. Sure. Ooh, that can't possibly be good for them. Yes, this one. And this one, no. So... I guess we just want to... I guess we play Silvergill here. We're going to tell them about the Lord. That's fine. I'm not concerned about it. They get to gain life every time we play stuff, but if we don't do it right now, then we're... Oh, that's great. If they... You know what? I don't actually want them to block here. I just want them to die. Because even if they dismember, that's fine. Sure. So what are they going to do? Dismember that, they're still taking a lot of damage. They can double block the Lord, that's not helping their cause, so... And we still have Island Walk next turn. We can even crack this Grove next turn to just try to draw yet another one, but this looks very promising. Like, yeah, this is a situation where them dismembering the Lord didn't really matter very much. Like, if they double block this, like, how are they coming back? They're still taking 6, and then we're still attacking them for 9. Yeah, we still attack them for 9 next turn. I mean, I guess they wouldn't be quite dead if a few creatures enter play, but it's definitely, it's not good for them. Yeah, they don't have another land drop. That's a good sign. The Ollie's Lieutenant doesn't do very much here. Okay, we're not at a point yet where we have to worry about really blocking anything, so they get a free attack in if they want. Oh, okay, that's useless. Their hand sucks. Are they dead? I think they are. Yes, we have Island Walk and they're tapped out. So yeah, let's tick up both vials. Are they just trying to, like, mess with me? Yes. Always no. That's fine. Right. That should do it. Alright, yeah, well, we just murdered humans. That was a nice feeling. Very good. Did we see much play at a Once Upon a Time? I guess I think we cast it once. It was fine, right? Yeah, but just Simic is a lot better against humans now. Now that we have like a bajillion lords, so we're on the play again. This is Nathrexa. Neat. You know what? This hand's actually not bad. If we can just find a third creature with this, is actually okay. I think we keep this. And go turn 1, Once Upon a Time Speaker. And then turn 2, play Lord, or, you know, we have access to Dismembers if we need them, so. Trickster, I guess we're taking that, so. Depending on what we're up against, like, this hand could be incredibly good because it has a lot of disruption. Alright, it's blue-white control. Or it might be Bant, but... yeah. So do I play the Lord right now, or do I play the Trickster? I think I actually want to play the Lord. So if their plan is to, like, Ice Fang and block something, we always have a Trickster to slow it down. If they want a Path, that's okay. We can play Grove and then crack it. That doesn't look very good. I guess we just pass here. No, that can't be good. Alright, let's try to kill them before they can get anything going. Okay, Mana Leak's fine. See if we can find another Lord. Does it matter here? Well, they're not going to be able to Supreme Verdict anyway next turn, so let's take Master. We're just going to murder them. No, actually, they could Verdict. I lied. Alright, well, I'm just going to make them have it, I guess, because this is really strong otherwise. Oh, they're dead. If they're opting right now, they are so dead. They're not blocking anything because of the Dismember, so... if it's like Wall of Omens, like, there's just... yeah. Winds of Abandon. Oh, no! Winds of Abandon, that's a thing. Alright. Wait, does it matter? No, they just exiled 1. That's right. They didn't overload it. It's like... phew. It's not Declaration in Stone. Declaration in Stone would have been, like, the really dangerous one. Why did they show us that card, though? That doesn't seem like that was correct. Alright, well, we want Force of Negation. I think Shaper Sanctuary might be okay. Probably Relic. These decks tend to play stuff, like... he seems to be maybe more pure blue-white control, but the Relic also helps against, like, Snapcaster and the Mystic Sanctuary. I think what? Spreading Seas, not so good. These decks you can usually side out an island. Question: do we leave in like Dismember? Because Dismember deals with stuff like Colonnade, which is kind of nice. Shaper Sanctuary is actually pretty good against their deck too. They have lots of like targeted removal. Take out Island. Maybe like just take out 2 Dismember. I guess we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, let's run this back, I guess. If they show me that they're playing like green cards, I might lean more and Dismember for things like Ice Fang, but this hand looks fantastic. Get Shapers out, then yeah, that'll let us grind into a very long game. Yeah, Colonnade. Sure. At any given point, if they try to like path this thing, that's not a problem at all. Narset, is Narset worth this? Yeah, because they're going to get 2 cards off of it otherwise. I don't really want them to get 2 cards. That could have been better. So we are running out of gas here quickly. I'm going to hold on to Trickster for right now. Then Dillian Cleek. Okay. They're not really going to do anything versus us. I mean, they're not putting the vial in the bottom. There's no reason for them to do that. Our hand is pretty awful. I mean, they know it too. Let's get the breeding pool out before we can't play it. This is not good though. We flooded a little bit, so Gideon, yeah, that figures. They can't. Yeah, every time that they target stuff, like, yeah, that's Gideon is just gonna draw us a card. That's cool. Of course, it draws us a Waterlog Grove, but by all means, please let us draw 2 cards a turn. We'll sack the Grove and try to find a Lord. Or another Trickster, that would be fine. Fuck! Come on. Alright, well, let's go after Gideon, I guess. If I trade this with Cleek, that's okay. They might have Verdict, though, that's for sure. This looks like a more of a classic, like, blue-white build. They don't really seem to have a whole lot of the more interesting stuff like Astrolabe. Because they don't have Snow Island, so... Yeah, here, it's Verdict time. I mean, Gideon's going to make that hard. Yeah, it looks like it. Teferi is actually okay. I'm not worried about that. Why would you bounce that? I can. That's the one I can just vial in right away. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. That just seems like a mistake. I don't know. Our opponent is doing everything in their power to just hand us this game. Yes. I mean, I can go after this and go after Gideon. Let's see what happens here. Let's kill Teferi and kill or attack Gideon. Interesting. So we have access to our borrower at instant speed again. I think I want to play this relic before anything else happens. That's terrible. A waterlogged grove, and I think I'm just going to pass for right now. They just keep letting us draw all the cards in the universe with this Sanctuary. That's nice. Sanctuary is like, if we win this game, it's entirely because of that. You don't want us to draw a card. Okay, that makes sense. Until end of turn, it's just a 2/2. I think that's fine. Just draw a card here. Of course we draw lands because that's all we know how to do in our deck. Helpful. I'm gonna Cryptic me. They can't get the Cryptic loop going because we can still just crack. Yeah, we can crack Relic in response to Sanctuary. Drew a Mistbinder, that's pretty good. So I think here I'm just going to pass. I don't want to walk into Verdict unnecessarily. Maybe on their end step I'll Violin Mistbinder. We don't necessarily have to. Like, I don't care if this thing deals me any damage. Teferi, huh? Alright, okay. I guess let's do this now. They could have another Cryptic in hand, but do I put anything in play here? I don't really need to. They're not going to do anything in response, so that's fine. Alright, let's kill Gideon. Let's get another Vial out. So they don't seem to have another Cryptic. So at the end of their turn, we could flash in Borrower. Just replay Teferi. And tap 2 lands here. Okay. Gotta get Teferi off of the board. Okay, so what happens if they have, like, Path to Exile? Doesn't matter. I think I just attacked Teferi with everything. They don't have anything. That's interesting. They might have Supreme Verdict, though. They're just flooding out, maybe. Jace. Jace doesn't really do anything here, though. Yeah, Brainstorm. They're just gonna dig for, like, Terminus, maybe. Yeah, they're either Terminus or maybe Verdict. Alright, Supreme Verdict, okay. They have 3 cards left. Helpful. You're gonna path it. Alright, so let's draw a card, because if we draw Force, then we might force this thing. Alright, sure. Oh, undo. That's helpful. You know, I kind of don't want them to have access to either of these, so I think maybe I crack this now before they can untap with Snapcaster. That's also very good. Because now, even if they, like, Verdict me again, I can just flash in Trickster and then Violin the Mistbinder. Might be happening. Winds of Abandon. Alright. We only have 2 cards left, so we're sort of, and we're almost done grinding through this. Also very helpful. I'm not going to let this thing block. That's a sorcery, so they can't use it. They might have Path. Just put it on top of their deck. So we know what they're drawing this turn. They're definitely going to cast it too, which sucks. Yep. We have another Jace. Maybe they were worried about Force. Well, it sort of helps. Attack while we can. If they cast Jace, we can just play Brazen. Well, sort of. We're kind of running on air at this point. The Colonnade is going to be very hard to attack through. Like, Force would be very good here. It's hard to grind through so much. Alright. Alright. I guess, yeah, we just attack, and then if they activate Colonnade, we just Trickster it down. Sure. Strip mine. Alright, well, we're close. For sure. Like, a Lord does kill them if we can get Island Walk going. Might mean Verdict. Yeah, looks like it. Fuck. And we know they have Teferi, so... Yeah, well, now we're in trouble. Because that's like, what, the third verdict they cast this turn? Or this game? No, that might only be the second time. Now, that's been a lot, and, like, drawing the lands has been hard. But now I think we're in trouble, because now the colonnades can just kill us. Alright, well, don't call it comeback, but we're trying. See if we can find something. Do I need to do this right now? I have one card in hand. We're not dead to this yet. I'll wait and see what happens here. They shouldn't have any more sanctuaries. I think 3 is the most that their deck plays. Timely reinforcements, huh? I can't do anything about that. If I can find Trickster, I probably need to tap this down. It's not impossible for us to win from here, but probably not with that. I guess we just have to play it, and then maybe if we survive one more turn and draw another Lord, then we can get there. We'd have to attack for 11. Yeah, attacking doesn't do anything right now. So we need them to not have, like, anything, and we need to chop deck an Island Walk Lord. But if they have, like, anything, then we're doomed. Yep. Alright. I think they played a land, so that means they might have lands in hand. But this has to be Island Walk Lord this turn. Alright, we lose. Close, but, you know, we flooded out in the grind here, so... Alright. That was close. Like, we definitely had the ability to come back, but not quite. Yeah, maybe we want at least one more dismember. Barware is fine, but it's also not that necessary against the Colonnade. Maybe bouncing the Planeswalker might be worth something. I don't know what else I'd want to cut, though. Like, everything else seems good. Yeah, I guess maybe this is correct. Even as a 3/1 flyer into flash speed, though, it might be alright. You know what? I'm going to cut a Mistbinder. I think the rest of the cards are just they have a little bit more value than that. Like, we should have a pretty good game against this deck. This hand looks great. Mold to 6, that's what we want to see. We can get the vial down, get through the counter magic. And get a clock going quickly. So we have pretty much anything is a good draw here. They probably still have mana leak. I might want to attack with that next turn. No, I guess what so the options are I could play a Lord. They might path it. And then next turn I could play like Lord, Mutavault, and Trickster. Yeah, this thing can definitely get eaten by path, but the thing is the Trickster can also get eaten. I'm going to play Flooded Strand. I'm going to play Trickster at the end of their turn. If they're going to path it, that's fine. You know what? I think I do this now. Because even if they want to path it now, they have to do it on their turn. Get the Breeding Pool. So they can't Spell Snare it either. I don't know if they have those, but sometimes the older list did play that, so it seems like that's the kind of plan that they're on. This plays around counter magic. Yeah, if they have path, that's fine. They have to tap mana on their turn to do it, so that's what I want to see. Once Upon a Time's pretty good. Guess we want to play that now. Oh, yeah, we'll take Lord of Atlantis, and we're going to cast it. So if they don't have Verdict, they're going to get crunched for like a bajillion damage. Gideon doesn't really do anything. Detention Sphere, okay. Okay. So that's another good reason Brazen Borrower might matter. Please do not draw more lands. Okay, that's not bad. So, they could Verdict us next turn. So I don't think I want to play the Lord just yet. I mean, I can play the Kamena Speaker. That's pretty safe. Like, that means that Verdict's a 2-for-1, but then we still get to attack them for 5. I think this also threatens to kill them, right? Because it'll be 4. Yeah, it's exactly 11. And they're putting Opt on top of the deck? They choose not to. This feels like cryptic territory. We want force. Let's. Alright, well, let's declare tax. Snapcaster, okay. Um, hmm. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. They can block and then path. Because I don't want to let them trade the Snapcaster with a Lord. If they want to trade it with Command a Speaker, that's okay. There. We'll keep this one in hand. Yeah, because they just exchanged Caster and Path for 2 creatures, which, I mean, I'm not happy about, but... Oh, they're missing a land drop? Oh, that's got to be good. Alright, interesting. Alright, let's take a chance. Yeah, okay, you can Cryptic. I mean, we could have got greedy. Yeah, well, I guess we did get greedy, like, that's fine. Narset's okay. So I think we actually just kill them now. As long as I don't reveal Path to Exile, then that means they might be dead. Jace, okay. No, they obviously have Path in hand, so... Okay, so here's the question, though. Does it actually matter? Because if we animate this, and they Path a Lord... Well, they might Path the Mutavault, actually. I don't really want them to do that, because then if they respond with Verdict, that'd be terrible. I could play the Mistbinder here and attack them for 8. And then if they Verdict, they're dead. If I play Mistbinder and they Path a Lord, they still get attacked for 3, and they're still facing lethal, so I think that's a good plan. Just attack with the 2 Island Walk Lords, right? Yeah, they can Path a Lord now. Sure. They were very strongly representing it. Like, now they're... Well... No, they're not quite dead. I guess if they have Verdict, they live another turn, but... Anything short of Verdict is not going to do it. And, like, they're still in trouble otherwise. Teferi Time Raveler is not going to do it either. They have to have Cast Verdict. Which is fine. Yep. We can attack them for 5 this turn. They didn't find another land, that's also good. But we're just putting them into they have to just keep doing it mode. Gotta play a little bit faster. We're at 5 minutes. In case they try to bounce the Aether Vial, I want to get this one ticking up. They're at 3, which means Mutavault does kill them right now. So playing Teferi seems losing. Playing Jace is losing. Well, technically Teferi plus Path is not losing. Okay, that's not winning. I still have Aether Vial Dummy. Unless they just have to draw the path. Like, if they don't have the path, they're dead. What an actual... Oh, I don't know what he said, but... Alright. Oh, well. Losing to Merfolk isn't a thing! Oh, that's what I live for! Yes! So, yeah, no, blue-white control is a deck that we can murder pretty well. We just have to play carefully, but... And having, you know, like, the nice thing about Simic is that it applies pressure very, very quickly. The Island Walk is super dangerous to them. Like, they were also still in danger of us just drawing, like, Brazen Borrower, bouncing the Tension Sphere, and attacking with Mutavault for 3, so... Or just playing any other Lord, like, there is a... Or Once Upon a Time into any of those things, so... It's a ton of ways that we could get them. Alright, 2-0, let's go. We are on the draw, and this is Fresh Tings. Alright. Show me how fresh it is. Alright, this hand is fine. We can play Once Upon a Time, get the creature if we want. We have mana, we have interactive things, and Borrower and Trickster, so probably look for a Lord with this. Maybe Commander Speaker is not bad. Teleria West, so this is definitely the Titan deck. Alright, what are we drawing? Alright, well, first things first. Yes, definitely Master the Pearl Trident then. And then we'll start deploying Lords next turn. Amulet, yep. This is where things can start to get a little out of control. Amulet's a tough match, like, for sure. No, I'm not doing anything. If I was going to force something, it would have been that. Oh, fuck me! This is going to get awful. The Spreading Seas doesn't even do anything. I guess I'm gonna try to flash in Trickster and that, or maybe Borrower. Oh, like if they have another bounce land, alright, that's fine. Well, it's not really fine, but it's happening. Okay, Azusa. So they have 1 mana here. They can play another land. Bounce this. They get 5 mana. I guess that's... If they play another bounce land, I have to, like, Trickster this thing down. So, yeah, they're going to get to make 5 mana. I just need to stop them from being able to play more lands this turn. But no, this is ridiculous. They have double Amulet and Azusa on turn 3. Like, what a bunch of nonsense. Like, it's hard to imagine that we're coming back against it. We're just lucky that we kept Titan off of the field this turn, because if Titan hits in the field with 2 amulets, you're just donezo. But there's still a lot of ways this goes poorly. Like, if they have Dryad this turn, then they get to play another land drop. Get, like, 4 more mana, then they can play, like, some... I don't know. Yeah, it depends. There's things that they could do with their hand that would still be dumb. Transmute. Okay. You're gonna get like engineered explosives. Summoner's Pact. Oh, neat. Yeah, Summoner's Pact is gonna do it because they're gonna have Primeval Titan almost certainly next turn. And there's not very much we can do about it. Fuck. Like, this is so bad. If they play another land, like, I don't know how we beat this. Another one of these things and we're screwed. They're casting Summoner's Pact now. Okay. They have the Titan. Yeah, Golgari Rot Farm, like, we are fucked. Because right now, like, they already have, even if we bounce Azusa, it wouldn't make any difference. They could just replay it and still make more mana. Our opponent basically has infinite mana, and we have no way of stopping them. I don't know. I don't have a good plan as to how to beat this. Like, I don't think we can. Like, even bouncing the Amulet wouldn't have stopped Titan from searching for a bunch of nonsense, so... It's so bad. There's a very real chance that Primeval Titan is one of the cards that's going to go away on Monday. I don't even want to, like, do this. There's, like... There's no way that they lose from this position. This thing's getting haste for sure and killing us. I mean, I can bounce it with Brazen Borrower and Prolong for, like, one turn, but I don't think that does anything. Okay. Yeah, they give it haste. Yeah. I can't, like, if they attack with it, there's literally no way to come back. But, I mean, even still, it probably doesn't matter. I think they might even have enough land drops to just, like, make more mana to recast it. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. No, they're just gonna recast Titan. We have no way of, like, approaching it. There's too much going on here. They had turn 3 Azusa and 2 Amulets. Like, you can't beat that, so... Ashiok, Damping Sphere, and probably Collector Oath. I don't think Force of Negation does very much. Like, it counters Summoner's Pact. I want to keep Dismember. Spreading Seas is terrible. Oops, come back. I mean, we could bring in 2 Chalices to put on 0. Maybe we need, like, at least 2 Forces. It's just hard because there's so many ways that this goes wrong. I don't know. Collector Oath turns off the engineered explosives if they ever find it. Well, they can transmute for it, so maybe we don't want that. I don't have a good plan as to how to defeat this. I guess if we're... Sure, you know what, I'll just do it like this. Force doesn't really seem very good against them. You can counter an amulet sometimes, but that's really risky, and like Summoner's Pact, sometimes you can counter that. There's not very much that force hits though, and you really don't want to have like it stuck in your hands when they're just hard casting Primeval Titan. So if it was Force of Will, I would keep all 4 of them in the deck, but the fact that it can't counter like Azusa or Primeval Titan makes it a liability in my opinion. Because yeah, there's a lot of games where they might not even play any non-creature spells and you're just gonna die. So alright, well, we're gonna be on the play. I expect that we're gonna get murdered by this thing. Sure. Let's just have an aggro start. Let's cast Once Upon a Time. I think here we want Kamena Speaker. So we just need to start a clock. Just play Lords every turn and hope that's good enough. So I think this is what the turn 4 kill hand looks like. Yeah, Amulet's fine. Okay, well that's got to be good news for us. I guess play Breeding Pool tapped here, right? Just try to murder them. This is the best I've got. They can't play the Dryad or they die. Oh, that's dangerous as hell. Like, they also cannot pass the turn with having a Breeding Pool in play. That's suicide. So, I guess here, let's see, Once Upon a Time, I could tap this thing down. Attack for 11, if I find Trickster. If I just play Lord, then I only attack them for 8. So I guess we're just going to do it like this. Try to find Merfolk Trickster. Alright. Because that might win us the game here. No, I don't think it actually matters. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, okay. Because like if their plan was to try to like no, there had no lines there. Yeah, because they couldn't like activate this and block at the same time. So yeah, no matter what we did, that was winning. All right. So yeah, the aggro plan murdered them in game 2. So let's hope that game 3 that we can get there. Let's see. Yeah, I think we just have to keep all this stuff. Yeah, this. I could bring in forces to try to counter the amulets, but it just does not, like, oh man, that's so brutal. I don't know what else I'd want to cut. No, I think that we just have to do it like this. Like, I don't think we can configure it much better. I think the dismember matters a little bit more than the force, because we really want to dismember Azusa or dismember the Dryad in response. Okay, this is great. This is about as good of a hand as we could possibly ask for on the draw. We have a very aggro curve here. Once upon a time, that's fine. If they play Amulet, I will force it. Probably pitch Mistbinder. Yeah. That should slow them down a little bit. Alright, well, hopefully this is going to be enough. If their hand is just really good, then we're kind of boned, but that's got to be good news. I think here... If I play the island, I get to attack for 2. I'm just trying to think, like, let's see, next turn, if they play Azusa, it doesn't actually do anything, right? Because they don't have an amulet in play, so... Yeah, I think it's correct here to just play Lord and attack. We can also play Mutavault and Dismember and a Lord next turn if we draw one. Okay. Please be the Dryad. Oh, that's great. That is something I can beat. That's dangerous. Helpful. Alright, well, let's get this shit off of the board so we can get our attack in. It's as much as we could hope for. Yeah, that's fine. No! Alright, yeah, they have E. They only have 1 card left, so maybe we can get there. Alright. This is a lot. Alright, pass. They can crack Engineered Explosive so they don't die. But they have to do something because they, like, we have lethal in play. Alright, well, they have Primeval Titan. I can't do anything about that. This seems dangerous, though. They don't have Amulet, so it doesn't get too ridiculous right now. So I think if we top deck an Island Walk Lord, we actually win. No, it doesn't. We don't, because they can bounce the Breeding Pool. That certainly has to be what they do. What? What do you... No, okay, wait. You have to play a land for 10. You have to bounce the Breeding Pool. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I guess we need, like, Merfolk Trickster. Fuck. No, we can't do anything. Field of the Dead is gonna kill us. Like, we can't realistically beat the field. We can't block the zombie tokens either. They kind of have to be careful about their attacks, though. They're going to get 2 more things. They get to play a land. I don't know. This is tough. I don't know if we can beat this. Yeah, we didn't have anything to, like, turn up. Like, the EE is a little bit of a problem, but mostly it's just we don't have a good answer to Titan. And, like, anything that we did have an answer to for it, they can just crack this at any given time with the... And, like, they have 4 mana in play. So, like, yeah, I think this is the... Like, this right here is why this is going to get broken. Because you've seen, like, this deck, like, the first game, they were going to, like, combo off on turn 3, and... This game, like, they were down to 1 card in hand, and, like, now they're still threatening to just, like, win with, like, Valakut and Field of the Dead, and they still have... Like, we can't block any... Like, no, we have to block one of these, right? Or we're dead, so... Yeah, like now they have like this ridiculous toolbox, you know, where they can like tutor for the explosives. They have Primeval Titans, and like it's all ridiculous. Okay, that's yeah. All right, we're dead. This is why this deck is definitely getting something banned from it on Monday for sure. It was close. We had them down to one card, but they had exactly like the Titan. So the Amulet Titan deck is just really difficult to fight at the moment. Like my matches against it are very tight. Like it comes down to the wire against them, and you just I don't know. They're a little bit too good. I don't think that it's not like insanely too good, but I think it's like too good enough that like something has to go from it. So I'm sure that Once Upon a Time is. I don't know about anything else. I would say that there's a decent chance at least two cards, like Once Upon a Time plus something else, but I guess we're gonna find out on Monday. Wizards could just troll us and not ban anything in Modern, though. I think people would riot. So, alright, well, that's tough. We live with it. Alright, well, we're playing against Sovereign Mars 4, and I don't... Actually, no, we have Once Upon a Time. We can find a second land, so this hand is great. This is like exactly what we want to see. We're on the draw here. Alright. And up against humans again? Ah! Fucking humans. Alright. Alright, well, Aether Vial is fine. So I think actually the right thing to do is get Kamena Speaker, because we can play two of them next turn, and it gives us 2 turns to draw land so that we can start double lording. This gives us our quickest way to get stuff in play, so play the Aether Vial. Next turn we can play Speaker plus Speaker. And then turn after that, hopefully we can play 2 Lords. Reflecting Pool, that's some tech. This is really bad if it's your first land, though. Ollie's Lieutenant, okay, that could be worse. Get smacked for a little bit. No. They have to know this means we have another one in hand, but so be it. If we draw Island next turn, we're in very good shape. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit more shaky. Because if they play like Mantis Rider this turn, it's going to be rough. Mana Confluence. I don't know. Like this mana base seems kind of. It's a little sketch, I think. Yeah, that definitely has to be Mantis Rider. Seasoned? What? What the fuck is this nonsense? Seasoned Pyromancer in the Humans deck? Okay, that's new. I've never seen that. I mean, I guess it's sort of okay. I don't know if this is what I would have gone with, but sure, why not? They just... Eternal Witness. Okay, I am so confused now. Anything they're attacking with is just trading with the Kamena Speaker, so I don't think attacking is good for them right now. Yeah, they know that. Land. No! Alright, I guess we just pass. Okay, so Eternal Witness and Seasoned Pyromancer, like... I don't understand what's happening here. What is it? Why? I don't. That's such a weird card to have in this deck. All right, let's see what they're gonna do. If it's like Mantis Rider, I think we Trickster it down. Kessig Malcontents. Oh fuck yeah, that's tech. Yeah, we're gonna take a bajillion damage from that. Mm-hmm. They still can't really attack. It's a 4, but that's still going to trade with just one of these. Come on, land. Yes! So good at this game. Alright. Now, don't call it a comeback. Alright, we have to get attacks going. I'm holding this back just in case they play Mantis Rider because I want to Trickster it down. Illusion. Alright. Well, we're going to take some damage from that, but that's still worth Trickstering, I think. We're close to being able to kill them with Island Walk. I think they need to choose Gain 3 life right now. Okay, are they dead? I think so. He just Spreading Seas their land and kill them, right? So this is like a combo-y version. Alright, we have Lord plus Seas. I think that's enough. Right, because that's 10... Yeah, that does it. Yeah, your dumb shenanigans was not enough to beat mine. Despite missing the land drop. Murder, murder, and more murder. So I gotta be honest, ever since I've started playing this list against humans, like, this list has felt like it has a much better matchup than, like, any of the other lists I've played against them, so... I mean, Borrower and Dismember definitely do a lot. I don't know, like, Once Upon a Time is fine against humans, but this might just be better off as, like, something else. But honestly, like, just in general, this list feels very strong against them. Yeah, I mean, they're not targeting... They're not... They didn't even play Aether Vial, but... I guess their version of the deck is just meant to combo off with the Kessig Malcontents as much as they can. So they're not really targeting me. They're targeting all the... Or no, they're not targeting the creatures. They seem to be targeting me mostly. And they're playing a lot of really weird stuff like Eternal Witness. I have to imagine Eternal Witness is just to get back, you know, like stuff like Malcontent and do it again. Because that gives them a strong burn plan, but... Yeah, I think that we just run it back like this, so... I don't know, their list has a lot of really strange things about it. I mean, I gotta be honest, like, when I was looking at humans, like, the original list, I don't think we can keep this. Now, the original, like, humans list, I actually kind of thought Malcontents might be good, but they've gone ridiculously all in on this, so I think they kept 7s. With just one Lord, there's no way. We have to mulligan. I actually think that we do want to keep this, and I think that we're going to put a Master of the Pearl Trident on the bottom. Because at least we can play Silvergill Adept, and then if we can draw another island, then we can, you know, curve out and do okay. Yeah. So, Basic Forest, their deck usually doesn't play Basic Forest, does it? I thought it was more Basic Plains if they had to do something like that. Alright, Thalia, or Lieutenant, yeah, that's okay. So, Hierarch, yep. At least it's not Champion of the Parish, that would have been worse. Okay, that's an interesting choice because now I think I actually want to save Silvergill so I can play it with the Mutavault later. I don't really want to bounce this thing. I think right now I just want to play Mistbinder. Start playing Lords and get them on the field quickly. I'm hoping that they just are on a mana-heavy hand. Yeah, I have to take 3 off of this. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Lieutenant? What? What are you doing? No, no, you don't want to be blanking. Yeah, Scry tier. Okay, it's like they just want the counter on it. That's fine. So if we draw like Kamena Speaker next turn, that could help us a little bit. Alright. And they might just be malcontenting here. It seems like the play. Eternal Witness. Okay, they just have a vanilla 2-1. Alright. I don't know about this. I think we just have to play Lord of Atlantis. And I don't know if attacking is on the table right now. Like, they can block with... Like, if they block with these two, like, does it matter? They could trade, like, these two things for it. No, they can go, like... Yeah, no, we don't want to attack, because they can just 1-for-1 by blocking with those two, so... We just have to, like, take a little bit of damage to get established, but very quickly, like, if they start top-decking Malcontents, then we're gonna... Okay, well, they might just be stuck on mana, so... That's interesting. If they have Thalia's Lieutenant, we are going to get blown out so hard. I don't think there's a way around it, though. And I mean, next turn we also have the option of bouncing this back to their hand, so I think that we can afford to take a risk here. Yeah, Lieutenant's going to suck. Phantasmal Image, yep. Alright, I mean... I guess we have to play Silvergill Adept and pray. Please draw land, please draw... That's not really what I needed. It's worse than drawing a 2... Or it's better than drawing a 2-drop, but it's worse than drawing a land. Alright, what's your one card? Did you draw Malcontents, or you drew another fucking Thalia's Lieutenant? No, it's a Reflector Mage. Alright, well, I think we're dead now. Yeah, there's very little we can do to come back here. Like, I don't think we could reasonably, like, play around the Lieutenant. Like, we'd just take too much damage otherwise. Yeah, like, this is too much. Alright, well, it was close, but we didn't quite have what we needed for that. Alright, we're just sideboarding, doing this again. Like, I think that we should be able to win on the play here, so... I do believe that we have a reasonably decent chance of winning this match. That draw was a little bit tough, like the early Lieutenants always are. This is a fucking terrible hand. I guess this is better? It's not really much better, though, to be honest. I think we have to keep it and put Aether Vial on the bottom. Because I think the rest of these cards matter more. Like, we're probably dismembering anything on turn 1 and then playing, like... just trying to slow them down until we draw, like, actual pressure. I don't know, like, the rest of these cards, I want to keep them. Like, I think I need the interaction. I don't have anything to, like, dump into play with the Vial, so... The Vial, like, normally is very good, but not... The hands for Game 3 were really poor, so... We're doing what we can. Okay, well, if they're doing that, that's probably not terrible for us. Let's get this out of our hand. Maybe we can just keep them from being able to cast the stuff that they need to. And try to seize them out of the game. They only get to make one colored mana with this, right? So I think we'll probably Merfolk Trickster it down. And we're gonna... okay. Yeah, we can use Trickster to kill this thing. I don't want to use the Brazen Borrower to kill it. Because if we use the Borrower, this gets countered. We don't get to flash in the creature. We're coming back here, though, like... Their hand doesn't look super great this time. And their mana is being attacked very hard, too. So it's possible they may not be able to play anything this turn. If they play like Hierarch, we can just bounce it with Borrower. No, you can't cast Reflector Mage. Ugh. And you know what? I probably am going to Petty Theft this Vial back to their hand. Ooh! Okay. You're going to copy my Merfolk Mistbinder? Alright, deal. Who's the Merfolk deck now? Oh, fuck. Alright, that is super dangerous. So here's the deal. I can attack them for 7. I'm gonna have to Petty Theft one of these back to their hand and, like, throw away the Borrower, though. Because this is gonna pump up their stuff, too. Well, they can't block this, so... They must be in, like, super desperation mode. Alright, well, now they can actually, like, cast something. Okay. They're really going all in on this Merfolk plan. Alright. So we are gonna have to bounce one of these. Or, yeah, and kill it with the Borrower. But I think then we are on track. Like, if we can get another Island Walklord, we actually do win. They just conceded. Okay, well, that's fine. You cannot out-Merfolk the Merfolk deck, alright? For sure. Alright, well, 3-1. That's not bad. That was really dumb. Just play all the phantasmal images in the world. So we kind of got lucky that their mana base was a lot more vulnerable, I think, than the regular humans deck one. Yeah, like, Eternal Witness has to be, like, really awkward to cast off of the mana they had, because it's double green. You don't really want to be playing double green spells in that deck. Yeah, they're kind of vulnerable to Spreading Seas, so... More so, I think, than normal, because rely on a lot more rainbow lands in order to do stuff. Well, it is what it is. I don't think we quite killed them, because I don't think they realized Lord of it. Like, if they can't copy Lord of Atlantis, they have to copy the Mistbinder again, but we couldn't quite kill them unless we top-decked another Lord. Alright, let's try to finish strong. What do we got? Let's go. We're flying through this today. Hour 45, not bad. That's like legacy time. Alright, we are on the play versus Vine Lil. Alright, neat. I would love to be on the play. No, I don't think I can keep this. I don't know, can I? I could play Silvergill, but we can't play either of these, like... No, I don't think I can keep this. This is much better. I'll put Force in the bottom. I just want to keep, like, all the power. And just pray that we're not up against a deck where we need the Force. If it's like Neo Brand, then that's going to suck. Alright, oh, Valakut. Okay, so this is probably Titan again. Which, not great, but it's fine. Botanical, definitely play that. Play the Mistbinder. It's the one that if it gets bolted, I'm the least sad about. Next turn, we'll play Double Lord and just try to get him. This could actually just be the regular Scape Shift deck. It seems like that might be the case. Alright, that's fine. Then this is a deck where Force probably does matter. Alright, are we really good at Magic? Can we draw another Force? I don't think we want to play the Grove just yet. No, okay, so what happens if I play the islands? Like, I think I do want to play the Grove, because if I draw Mutavault next turn, I want to play that and use the Mutavault to crack the Grove more than likely. So let's play Lord. Attack. They can't play Dryad. If they play Dryad now with Lord of Atlantis, like, they're in deep shit. So they have to chump block and then sack. And I'm going to vial this in while they don't have Lightning Bolt up, so that way they can't wipe our board. Play the Grove, pass. Yeah, now with a board of 4/4s, like, bolts don't really do very much. We have Island Walk, so they can't play the Dryad, or they're risking dying very quickly. And Anger the Gods would not do anything either, if they have that in their main deck. So this is about as reasonable of a start as we can have against them. It looks like, yeah, they might have Primeval Titan, though. Play the Dryad. Like, yeah, you're not blocking anyway. You just gave us Island Walk, so... Blast Zone, you know what? They can't tick it up this turn, so, like, they are still on par to die in, like, 2 turns. That's sort of okay here. So, since they can't kill me with Blast Zone yet, I guess the only question is, do I play Silvergill right now? And I think I do, because if I draw Force, I probably want to hold that up. Otherwise, I'm probably cracking Grove and just attempting to get as much damage as I can. Alright, well, this is as much as we can do. If they can... Because they have... Alright, so if they have, like, Primeval Titan, like, we're going to probably... You know, they're going to bolt a few things, but... It's going to take, what? 3 Valakut triggers in order to kill this. I think they'll have that, right? So they have to play land plus Primeval Titan, and they can kill off both of the Island Walk Lords, and we still have a chance to top deck one. Actually, no, they could just get 2 Valakuts here, yeah, so we're fucked. No, well, if they had Primeval Titan, they had Primeval Titan. I can't play around this. But this looks like the... I don't think this is the Amulet version. I think this is probably the Scapeshift version. Because I don't think the Amulet version plays this card in it, so... That sucks. Well, the only good news is that putting the Force in the bottom didn't really matter. But I think if they just get 2 Valakuts here, we die. 2 Valakut here will trigger off like this a million times, and there's nothing we can do. So we definitely need Ashiok against this deck. Alright. Alright, so they have 4 triggers. This should be enough. Well, is it a... No, they went after me. Why? That doesn't seem right. Okay, but you only put me at 2. Unless you have another land in hand, right? Can you get to play an extra land? Okay, never mind. So fuck it, it didn't matter. Never mind. That's right. They just had it, so whatever. Yeah, that's tough. This is going to be a harder match without Deprive in it. So, but, like, Field of the Dead is also like ridiculously dumb too. It is what it is. I don't think Damping Sphere is going to do any... well, let's see. They played Overgrown Tomb, so... This, you know what? There is a black-green version of this Titan deck, and I'm not actually 100% familiar with what it looks like. Hold on. I want to look it up quick. Yeah, Overgrown Tomb tells me that that might be... That might be what's going on. Let's see, how much time do I have here? Spreading Seas is bad. That's the card that comes out. So Overgrown Tomb, Primeval Titan. What are the decks in Modern that play those 2 cards together? Sultai Ramp, okay, so, yeah. So, yeah, it looks like they probably have, like, Summoner's Pact. You know, this actually is very similar to, like, the regular, like, Titan decks. They're just gonna bring in stuff like Assassin's Trophy, it looks like. So, I guess 3 forces is okay. We don't want to go overboard in these. They're going to have, like, Veil of Summer, probably. So this deck does play, like, the Growth Chambers and stuff, so I guess we need the Damping Spheres. They also have stuff like a Boreal Grazer, which I'm not a fan of. They don't have stuff... They only have, like, the Dryads in them. I don't know if they're playing Azuzas in them or not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure exactly, like, what makes this good or bad here. The Borrower could be okay. Like, this deck doesn't... This version of the deck I don't think plays Amulet at all, so... Maybe Force is just not as necessary. Alright. I don't think they have any artifact nonsense either, so... This is not a good match, like, for sure. Like, this... It's basically like the other Titan deck, except just as dumb in different ways. Yeah, we gotta keep this. Because, like, the problem is they also have stuff... They actually have spells that can kill off Ashiok, so... Like, they have, Assassin's Trophy that can just nuke this thing from orbit. Mm-hmm. So I think here, Force is good. Play a Lord. We'll play Ashiok next turn, so they do have fetches in their deck, so it does hurt them a little bit, and it turns off like the Sakura Tribe Scouts as well. Or it's Tribe Elders. Sorry, Steves. Are they gonna Fatal Push this thing? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to pass through the whole turn. I want to, because I have Force in my hand, it might be relevant. If he Thought Sees me, I need to play this thing. Search for Tomorrow. Ooh, that's good. We're going to effectively counter it with this Ashiok. There is very little they can do about that. That's going to go off next turn, so I'm not even going to play anything. If they try to kill this, I have to Force. Oh, never mind. They have Abrupt Decay, because of course they do. Why would they not? The one spell I can't counter this one turn that I need this thing to live, so... So, what do I do here? Like, I think I just have to pass. So I'm pretty sure I may need to, if they cast like, yeah, I have to let this resolve. I think the Summoner's Pact is the thing that I have to counter with Force if I have the option. This is just bad all around. Like, Ashiok was our one hope, and they had exactly the card in hand they needed to not die to it, so... Yeah. I guess we're just attacking. I still need to counter Summoner's Pact if they play it. But if they just have Primeval Titan in hand, then we're screwed, so... We can't prepare for everything. Like, this is as much as we can reasonably hope to do against them, so... yeah, this is what we were prepared for our whole lives for. I guess... this is fine. Please do not have Veil of Summer, okay. But if they have a Titan or another pack, then it's still bad. It's not bad. Again, we just have to hope that they whiff on a turn, so... Fatal Push, yeah, that's fine. This puts them to 9, so a Lord off the top does win, assuming they don't have anything. Alright, we need you to whiff one more turn. They didn't have another Pact or Titan in hand, so... They have a zombie. Ugh. This still means a Lord wins, though, because we can bounce the token. Trickster's actually pretty good. I think here I want to tap it with use the vial to tap down this thing. So if I can get in for 6, then I can flash in Borrower in the end step. They didn't have anything, so they might just have lands in hand. No, they have a trophy, or decay. That's fine. They only have one more card, so again, if they can miss for a turn, we only have to get in with one of these creatures on the ground and then Borrower in the air. So if they just play a land and pass, then I think we can win. Yeah, once upon a time. Please don't find Titan. Secure a Tribe Elder. That's not great. Yep, okay, so we're pretty much reliant on this Brazen Borrower right now. They have no cards in hand, so that's good. This thing is going to find another token, but the Borrower, if we just hardcast, is going to win in 2 turns, so that's the plan. If they whiff for one more turn... no. Okay, that's good. Just drawing a land off the top means we win. For the if they miss, we just have to not die this turn. Because if we can get in 2 damage in the air, then we got this. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. We stole game 2. The Borrowers were really relevant. Oh fuck! They have so much removal. Maybe we need Shaper Sanctuary here. I don't know if the Dismember is as good as it was. Like, oh fuck. Yeah, the Damping Sphere, I don't know if it slows them down as much. They don't play as many of the ramp lands because they don't have Amulet, so maybe we're better off not having those. The Sanctuary seems like it could matter more. Helps us draw more cards. Borrower was great. I think everything else is pretty good here. Maybe cut Aether Vial and bring in another Force. Maybe cut a Dismember and bring in... I don't know, it's tough. We really want to Dismember the Dryad. Yeah, but we don't want too many of them either. I don't think we need it as much because they don't have like a Azusa in their deck. I think if we... It might be if they go for like Summoner's Pact and we can force it, that might be good enough a lot of times. So I'm going to adjust it like this now that we've seen a little bit more out of their deck. Alright, I don't know, like, sort of this is fine, but also sort of this is not fine. Really don't want to see both of these here. He kept 7 cards in hand. We can play Speaker, but if we don't draw another land in the top 2 cards, like, we're in deep shit. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to keep it against, like, my better judgment. I think that the problem for me is this is just a matchup that's really bad, and if we go down too far, and like, at some point we just have to draw well, and I think that it's drawing the land is like, yeah, there we go. See, look at how good at Magic cards we are. I think that like keeping that and trying to gamble on drawing a land in the top 2 is a better better odds of winning than trying to mulligan to 6 and hope for something better. Because honestly, the cards are okay. We just really want to draw some Lords now to go with them, and we have a couple turns to do that. We'll probably play Silvergill next turn. Okay, they play Once Upon a Time. I mean, in the late game, that's definitely a card that I probably want to counter with Force, but I don't want to do that just yet. I'd rather counter Summoner's Pact if I had the option. Explorer, we have 5 cards in hand, like... Alright. I mean, that was definitely potentially worth countering. Bounce like castle. Yep. I think if I draw a lord, I'll play that instead. Ooh, dismember. Nope. Alright, so attack first. Dismember is fine because it means we can kill the Dryad. We have to do something here, so cast, show Trickster. Alright, well, I mean, we have a land to play next turn, so we just have to figure out how we're going to use it. They have 5 mana, that's not enough. They don't have any fatal pushes. It looks like they might just have Titan in hand. You're going to play a land and hardcast it. Yeah, sure, for sure, if that's what's happening. Nymph? Oh, they're going to play the Dryad first. Okay, I like this. Sure. Snow-covered swamp. Deal. Alright, we got to put more pressure in play. I mean, we're not going to win otherwise, so... And at the end of this turn, I might just flash in Brazen Borrower. Yeah, that's okay. So, we're getting close to the point where if they're leaning on Summoner's Pact, we have a chance here. So if I play the Trickster here, I think this is still a good spot to do this. What if I draw a land next turn? Yeah, that's fine. Because we may not be able to get in on the ground with the Trickster at some point later in the game, so... We might get there. It's close. They're at 6. That's fine. That 6 is not winning yet. Okay. Oh, shit! Yes! They just didn't draw with... Alright, fuck. We stole that game, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what my experience was in the last league. I played against Titan twice, and I was able... I should have beat it one time, and I lost because, like I said, I was stupid in the last time that I played it, but I won one and I lost one. And I think, like... That's been my experience. Like it's pretty close. Like you kind of need them to stumble on like a draw or two, and then you just have to jump on it with like a nice aggro attack. You just keep putting creatures in play and attacking and hoping for the best. And I don't know if I really believe in force versus maybe force is better than I'm giving it credit for. I mean, I guess if you counter Summoner's Pact, like it gives them a higher chance of just drawing a dud. So, or yeah. Because then they can't get the Titan off. I don't know, like, it's close. I mean, once upon a time seemed like this did some work a little bit. We got to keep a few hands with this card where, for sure, like, it may not have been keepable otherwise, because either it was, like, it was missing a threat, or it was missing a land, and it definitely helped us find what we needed to make those hands more keepable. I don't think we got to see the scenario where we use it in the late game to dig for something, but honestly, I think that 3 of this card felt perfectly fine to me. I'd be willing to continue playing the deck like this. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think the only thing that's tough right now is, like I said, the Field of the Dead Titans, like Valakut stuff. It's just really hard. Like, especially that version. Like Ashiok is one of one of the reasons we play Ashiok is to try to shut that deck down, but the black-green version, like, it might be a soul type, but I think that I've seen they're mostly black-green, like, in that variant. They play, like, a lot of things that can actually get rid of this, so... Yeah, it's rough. I'm starting to become a believer in just having a sideboard force. I mean, I used to be for force in the main deck all the time, but to be honest, because it doesn't counter creatures, like, this card is dead a lot of times. If you're playing against, like, humans, for instance, we played it against humans twice, and Force of Negation is basically, like, not drawing a card for a turn against them, which is suicide. So, I can definitely appreciate why only 3 forces in the main deck makes sense. You are maybe slightly weaker against stuff like Storm or Neo Brand or whatever, but hopefully, like, you're just trying to make up for it by bringing in all the cards from the sideboard that are good against them. Whereas, like, Dismember, like, almost always has a target. Like, it very rarely, like, maybe against, like, regular Tron or something, you wouldn't have a target for this, or... But even, like, Blue-White Control, like we saw, you know, they're sometimes relevant if you just Dismember, like, a Colonnade or a Snapcaster in combat or something. That's fine. Yeah, 2 mutant... Like, we're on 19 lands, and it felt like... I don't... I think there were 1 or 2 times where we flooded a little bit, but I think this was honestly pretty close. Like, with the Once Upon a Time's 19 lands feels fine. We have 6 lands that do things, so only like 13 of them are just pure mana lands. I think that's okay. I like this build a lot. Is it better than Nikachu's build? I don't know if I'd say it's better. I think that it just functions a little bit differently. Like, this gives you like a better chance if you're going up against something like an Ensnaring Bridge deck. Once Upon a Time in the late game gives you a better chance to dig for Brazen Borrower to try to win games like that. Or if we go to a meta game where like Collector Oof is worth a little bit more, if you're like playing against a lot of Breach or Urza decks, then yeah, the Once Upon a Time is going to help a lot. And I think the biggest benefit though, this lets us mulligan much better. You don't have to go to 5 cards as often. You don't even have to go to 6 cards as often, because if you just have Once Upon a Time, like, it's effectively a creature or a land like 99% of the time when you have it. So, yeah, I like this card in the deck. Unfortunately, I have a feeling this is the last Modern League that we're ever going to see in this channel with this card. Something tells me it is not surviving Monday, so I don't know. I think the Titan decks, yeah, they are kind of a problem now, and something's going to happen to them for sure. Honestly, I think like something is probably going to happen in Pioneer, and if we're lucky, something is going to happen in Legacy too. But what's going to happen? I don't know. I think, so here are my predictions. I'm going to say Inverter of Truth probably goes away in Pioneer, and I don't know if they're going to move on Underworld Breach just yet, but I have a feeling, like, I'd say there's probably a 50-50 chance that Underworld Breach also gets banned. But I think Inverter goes away, and I think that Breach goes a coin flip on Breach. So that's not fair. Like, I can't say that, because then if it does get banned, I can say I'm right. And if all right, I'm gonna say, oh damn it, maybe I should. All right, here's what's gonna happen. I have a D20 here. I'm gonna evens. It's gonna get banned. Odds it won't. Alright, I'm going to say Breach is going to survive. I think Inverter of Truth is going to go away in Pioneer. Alright, predictions for Modern? Once Upon a Time for sure. That card is like 90% going. And I think that one more card could go. I'm willing to say that maybe Field of the Dead is going to be the one. I personally would rather see the Titan go, because I think that very similar to the reason they banned Birthing Pod, where it just restricts their design space on the lands. Primeval Titan, as long as it exists, is just going to make lands like Valakut and Field of the Dead, and like also cards that do things with lands like, the Dryad. It's just going to render all those cards dumb. I don't think they're going to go after Valakut, because that also, like, Valakut nukes like 2 other decks that are not, the Amulet Titan, or yeah, like the classic like Scape Shift deck, like that one's gonna that would go away, and also like the 5-color Scape Shift deck would go away if they banned Valakut. And I think that both of those decks are fine to exist. Well, I don't know if like the Titan Shift one probably doesn't exist. Like the red-green one goes away, but if they leave Valakut, then at least the people who have Valakuts can still play like the 5-color version of Scape Shift, and that's fine. Like they still have a deck. But or maybe they move to like a deck that's more value oriented, like Ponza or something, except it also just plays Scape Shift in it. That's a reasonable assumption, I think. But yeah, so I think Valakut's fine. I think that they're not as overly attached to Field of the Dead, and I'm gonna guess that because they banned it before, because of big mana concerns in like Standard and also in Pioneer, that it's probably like an appealing target for them to go after in Modern. So I don't think that they'll ban anything else. I really would like I personally feel like they could ban like 10 cards in every format, and like it would just improve the Magic as a result of that. But unfortunately, my Infinity Gauntlet does not give me the power to just Thanos snap away 2019. As much as I would love it to, I just I don't have one that works in that like that. So it sucks. But no, I'm just sitting over here like yeah. I actually I think I did a video showing it off like on this channel before. You can look it for it if you're interested. But yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet is like it's really cool. I enjoyed it a lot. Great purchase. Would definitely buy again. No, but all right. So I'm gonna say yeah, Modern, just Once Upon a Time, and just Field of the Dead. I think the better ban would be Primeval Titan, but I don't think they're willing to go that far just yet. So, and for Legacy, I think that Underworld Breach needs to go in Legacy, but also probably Veil of Summer and Arkham's Astrolabe. I don't know if they're ready to move on those cards just yet, though. Like, Breach is the only card I think that outright like is causing huge like metagame concerns. Like there is still a metagame with Veil and Astrolabe. It's just not fun at all. So those cards I would want them to be banned, but again, I don't know if they're ready to move in them just yet. I think that they're still they're still like coin flips, but I'm willing to say that the Wizards is probably not going after those two. So I'm going to say that Legacy, I would just have my eye on Underworld Breach right now. And yeah, I don't know about Vintage. I don't really play enough of that. You know, I'm not opposed to like testing out Vintage like on this channel, but I know very little about it except that like Mishra's Workshop is just ridiculously stupid in that format, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I know that they refused to ban Workshop because it costs like thousands of dollars or some shit like that. So I don't know. It is what it is. I don't think Standard's going to see anything, so yeah, those are my predictions for Monday. And I probably won't play the next league until after the announcement on Monday. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't. I think it's kind of sketch to be playing like the Sunday right before. I'd rather wait and play in the new metagame after the bans are announced. I think that's going to make for much more interesting content for you guys. So that's when I expect the next league to get done, and yeah, so I don't have anything else for now. I hope that everybody enjoyed watching this. Yeah, 4-1's pretty good. We only lost to the Titan deck, which honestly we were. I mean, I expect that I'm going to lose against that like half the time, but it's definitely not unbeatable. Like we can make them stumble and just like get there. Like I said, I'm not worried too much about it because I think that deck is about to take a nosedive in power. Well, it's not going to be like that much worse. I think that they're going to leave the deck alive, but it's going to come down to a more manageable level for us. So I don't know. I believe that should be okay. Honestly, I'm still very impressed with the shell of this deck. The main deck Dismembers and Brazen Borrowers make it really good. So, but yeah, 4-1. That's where we want to be because 4-1 is still making money. That shows that like we're definitely close. Like that, you can get 4-1, pretty easily. Like sometimes getting 5-0 is a matter of just getting lucky for like that last match. Magic is a game where there is a lot of variance in it, and sometimes you just have to make like tough calls, and they're not always going to work out because, like I said, there's randomness involved. So, or sometimes you might just screw up, and you make one mistake that might cost you a 5-0. But at least if you go consistently like 4-1, then that means you're close, and that it will happen eventually. So, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. Like I don't. I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Right, for sure. I know that I have a habit of doing that where I'm just like, okay, I'm done, and I keep talking. No, we're actually gonna stop this time. So, thanks everybody for watching. Like I said earlier, if you like, share, subscribe, comment, that means the world to me. I do this for you guys. I don't really ask for money or anything in return. This is all funded out of my pocket and done for your enjoyment. So. Yeah, if this is content you enjoy, please just give it a thumbs up. Like, that's all I ask. You know. So once again, thank you everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Take care.